Have you ever paused to reflect on this? Why does this relentless compulsion grip you? It seems as though you're driven to always reply, justify, protect yourself, or demonstrate your worth. In the era we inhabit, clamor has turned into the norm. People are chattering, yelling, clamoring for attention, yet nobody is truly hearing. And even more troubling, we can't tolerate stillness. Stillness unnerves us because it strips away facades and blocks evasion. Let's be candid. How often have you responded impulsively? How many times have you uttered words when quiet would have served better? How frequently have you undermined your stance simply by reacting? This isn't coincidental. It's ingrained behavior. We've been conditioned to believe that voicing opinions is strength, while quietude is frailty. They told us that failing to respond means defeat. But they were wrong. Nietzsche, one of history's most dangerous philosophers, argued that real power resides not in words, but in silence. Authentic might stems from restraint and intentional hush. For silence, when wielded properly, is a tool, and among the deadliest. In his view, the core of willpower shines brightest in those who remain steadfast in turmoil. As others submerge, in verbiage, the genuine sovereign observes, bides time, strategizes. And when they finally voice something, the universe hushes. This text isn't just about silence, it's about you. It's about grasping why you're uneasy in the silence of your own thoughts. It's about noticing how your endless quest for approval diminishes you. Before going on, here's a challenge. Remain silent until the end of this text. Because what follows may be truths you're not prepared for, but absolutely need. Nietzsche was no ordinary philosopher. Each sentence he penned was like a dagger, not to slay, but to rouse. One of his most misinterpreted concepts was the will to power. Many saw it as dominating others. Yet Nietzsche insisted that one must first conquer oneself. True power resides in non-reaction. The modern world hunts for power in swift responses, but that's merely weakness and reliance on outside affirmation. The overman, as he termed it, transcends this reliance. They don't react because they're free from their ego's chains. They don't defend because they have no need. For reacting is often capitulation. In reacting, you offer your emotional blueprint, bearing your frailties. Silence, though, is a shield. Not inert, but aware, sturdy and tactical. If you seek power, master silence first. You flourish not in clamor, but in calm. Why is silence so challenging? Because it's bare, leaving no diversions. In that instant, your buried fears, guilts, and doubts emerge. Speaking, reacting, busying yourself, these are numbing agents. Modern psychology clarifies this. Our minds evolved to evade emotional distress. But as Jung noted, what you resist endures. And we resist most confronting our inner emptiness. Nietzsche understood. Humanity suffers not from pain, but from diversion. It deceives itself with vacant chatter, superficial arguments, ego clashes. But silence shatters all, revealing your true self. It's no simple journey, but change begins here. Authentic silence turns to power when strategic. Intent distinguishes the silent fool from the silent sage. One silences from fear, the other from command. Per Nietzsche, the overman's silence isn't submissive, it's a strategy. The verbose devalue themselves. The quick reactor exposes frailty. Strategic silence is a mirror. Your foe projects their imbalance, and you unravel them effortlessly. Have you witnessed a leader ruling a room without a raised voice? One who silences words with a mere gaze? That's silence is might. Impact without utterance. Conviction through timing, not terms. Social psychology labels this state as silence. Genuine powerhouses speak sparingly, pause extensively, making each word priceless. Yet this power's root is solitude. True solitude densifies silence. It's not vacant, but brimming with inner depth. Most dread solitude, viewing it as penalty. For Nietzsche, it's a boon. Where the spirit expands, identity evolves from sketch to masterpiece. One intolerant of solitude can't cherish freedom. This bites because all desire freedom, yet few commit to forging that might. Few dare hear their voice, live unvalidated. Solitude unmasks, detaches from social pressures, acquaints you with your authentic self. Here, strategic silence emerges. No more compulsion to react or validate. Silence shifts from guard to essence of your existence. But silence doesn't merely shield, it mends. It erases the superfluous, unveils the suppressed, morphs into a tongue mightier than words. For silence can be the shrillest cry. When it descends, no speech rivals it. True silence is incontestable, bearing ruinous finality. At times, withholding response is the most graceful way to declare, "You don't merit my energy." This isn't hubris, it's order. The silent don't vie. They've triumphed already. In disputes, the silent hold a mirror, and the assailant bears themselves. Supreme power is serenity amid assault. But this isn't timidity, it's assurance in your potency. Moreover, silence amplifies the sparse. A lone word, post-prolonged hush, imprints deeper than scores of phrases. Nietzsche states, "Words merely symbolize relations among things. Silence symbolizes what language cannot touch." Ultimately, silence becomes identity. You're not potent because silent, you're silent because potent. This surpasses proof-seeking, it's innate expertise, yet it's arduous. A solitude path, warring with ego, attention craving, reaction habit. Conquer it, and words wane as influence waxes. Unspoken, your presence resonates. That's genuine silence. And now, the closing query. Will you persist lost in noise or wield silence as a weapon?